Athletics Championships. Not a good result for Australia in the women's 10-kilometre walk. Kerry Saxby being disqualified, we've just found out, so she'll be very disappointed with that. And Gabriel Blythe finishing in the 30s and never really a factor, but a gold medal for Finland. Well, the men's 100 metres, there are 9 first-round heats. Tremendous interest around Christie and Lewis, Kayson, all of the Americans, in fact, and the first of them was Dennis Mitchell. He was running in the very first heat. So they line up here for the third time in the first of 9 heats of the men's 100 metres. Dennis Mitchell has 1 break against his name, along with Miguel Janssen. They're in lanes 8 and 7. Mitchell, closest to screen, is one of the favourites to win the gold medal. He was third 2 years ago, twice an Olympic finalist. His opposition here should come from the extreme right, Ato Boldon of Trinidad, world junior champion. They're set. Mitchell must stay relaxed here. Away, clean start. Mitchell got out well. Boldon in lane 1 going well. The 2 Asians, Inoue and Jin, pretty well, but Mitchell clearly in front. Watch for the time. He looks comfortable, very upright, 10.26. Gets through. Boldon will qualify, and Inoue will also qualify. Oh, look at Mitchell. It'll be a showman's day today, I can assure you of that. Each of the winners will strut their stuff after the races. And Mitchell says, well, I've got the first one on the board. 10.26. Go out and beat that. Second of 9 heats in the men's 100 metres. Frank Fredericks, the big gun here in lane 7, second from the left of the screen. Silver medalist in Barcelona last year, has a tremendous pedigree. From Namibia in lane 2, Aléxandros Terzián, the Mediterranean champion from Greece. Done a lot of training in Argentina, has 1 break against him, Terzián, so he has to be careful. Mitchell 10.26 unofficial in the first of the heats. Let's see what sort of form Fredericks is in. He got a reasonable start, not best out, but he should gather them in. Terzián going quickly in lane 2. Fredericks has got it under control. Cummins running all right. Fredericks pulls right up on the line. 10.32. He looked every bit as good as Mitchell. Terzián second. They had 3 false starts. Nothing wrong with Fredericks. Well, here's the favourite. Linford Christie, the Olympic champion. Been the outstanding sprinter this year and favoured to win the gold medal here in Stuttgart. About to go in the first of his heats. Yesterday, Brendan Foster from the BBC spoke to Linford and talked to him about his technique and the build-up to a big race.
What they're trying to do, they're trying to tell you, yeah, you know, I'm the guy. I'll see you at the line later, mate, or something like that. So I turned out to stand in front of them, so they can't shake my hand or stand behind. And I just, you know, once I take my gloves off, I look straight down the track, 101 metres. As far, you know, and I'm not looking at them, and if they dare to shake my hand, then I just give them a little ground, because I'm not into that.
Then you go down to the blocks, and then what?
Well, the sooner I get down there, I think the better for me, because I like to get down and, you know, move around, you know, it's sort of, you've got to be like in the perfect position, really feel, you know, comfortable, and obviously, you know, Carl will be the last person down.
You don't know that, you don't?
Well, no, I mean, it's good for me, because I'm down there longer. It gives me a lot more concentration time. And you move on the B of, you know, 10, 15 metres, your body starts to come up. And by the time you get to 30, you begin to hit full swing.
And you can tell then?
Oh, you can tell. Yeah, I mean, you run from the hip, you go really high. And if you're 6'3", you end up being like 7'3". You've got to be like less contact on the ground. And you got to, you know, drive and pump the arms and use your legs as much as possible.
And then at finish, you know, there's a few people around. There's 10, 15 metres to the finish. That's another desperate area, isn't it? That's a bit where the medals are won and lost.
Well, definitely. You see, about me, once if I see guys there in front of me, I can always change gear. I've got an extra gear, you know, that's waiting, you know, because then I can...
In the last 15?
Yeah, in the last 15, I can put in, you know, big spurts. You know, I can increase my cadence and, you know, extend my stride much. You know, that's something that I've worked on over the years, and if I see someone there, I can put a few quick ones in, extend, go past. You can't afford to go out there and lose, you know, which, I mean, some people say it's good, but it isn't. You know, because then that's why we've got, you know, people with a lot of injuries, a lot of burnout factors and everything else. Because it's a lot of pressure. So you try too hard sometimes, you know, and it can be a little bit detrimental to you.
It still sounds like you love it.
I do. You know, that's the only reason I'm here, and you know, I really do love it. You know, if I didn't, you know, I wouldn't do it anymore. I mean, there's so many times I sat down and I think to myself, why go on? Why go on year after year after year? You know, putting your body through all this, and you know, I do realise I love it. I think when I do get out, I'm gone.
You won't be a jogger anymore.
I won't even be a spectator, I don't think.
Some fascinating thoughts here from Linford Christie. I loved it when he said he gives them a little growl if they try and shake his hand. He goes with the B rather than the bang of the gun. Fascinating insight into what goes through the great sprinter's mind before, during and after a race. Well, he's closest to camera here. Cojocaru in 2 and De Silva in 3 should also qualify. Christie normally takes it easy in the heats. Away, got a good start. He should run comfortably, the Olympic champion. De Silva got a great start. Christie's in front though at halfway. Cojocaru behind them. Linford running through, then eases off. 10.24, fastest so far. Very good form. The champ's in town, there's no doubt about that. He looked terrific.
He never got out of third gear. He never got into overdrive at all at any stage. He did it so easy. He got off to a very, very good start. He looked so cool. He's been out on the warm-up track for nearly 2 hours warming up. He was ready for this. And off he goes to live another day.
Winners so far, Mitchell, Fredericks, Christie, who's been the most impressive. Bruni Sarin goes from lane 3 here, 4th in the Olympics, and the world indoor champion from this year, the Canadian. To 4 in 1 of Ghana, twice a semi-finalist in major championships. And Zerignon from the Ivory Coast in 8, also twice a semi-finalist in Tokyo and Barcelona. They should test Sarin. There's Sarin. He hasn't been quite at his top this summer. We'll get an indication on his form in just a moment. Should run quickly. Got a good start, flew out Sarin, led 2-4 early, Zerignon going well, Sarin's got them covered though, looks to be in good form, To4 goes up near him, Sarin wins from To4 in 10.23, it's the fastest, Zerignon 3rd. Well, only by 1/100th of a second, but into a slight headwind, he's on the fastest time so far, but John, you get the feeling Christie had a lot more in the tank than Sarin at the end.
Yes, he did. Sarin looked good, but he was not as impressive as Christie.
This will be interesting, this heat. There's Caisson in screen. Andre Caisson, the American champion. There's been a break against Daniel Sanguma in lane 1. Caisson goes from 5. And that man, Wayne Watson, in lane 8 of Jamaica. They should be the 3. But Caisson was the form runner going into these championships before the Zurich meet, where he was run down and finished out of a place. He is the current American champion, has a tremendous pedigree. Snapped his Achilles last year, missed out on the Olympics. Only tiny, but should fly out and win this heat. Fastest so far, 10.23. Got a fantastic start, Caisson. Look at him. Put a metre on Sanguma already. He's flying, Caisson. This will be the fastest so far. Runs it right through. It's very quick. 10.08. Sanguma 2nd. Oh, he's set the stadium alight now. Listen to this. He has made his mark very early. Oh, didn't he fly away from the blocks? And here's the king in Heat 6, Carl Lewis. What a remarkable career. How's he kept going for so long? He talked to Brendan Foster about this amazing long run he's had at the top of world athletics.
Well, I mean, I'm surprised I'm still running at all. I didn't expect to be around this long, and of course, due to the fact that our sport has become professional, it has enabled athletes like myself to continue to run until 1993.
So, I mean, if this is the first time you've ever tried to do the 100 and 200. You've always had other things going on, but this is the first time you've done both sprints. Is that, you know, what's the reason for that, and do you favour one or the other?
Well, I like the 200 very much, and we train for it quite a bit. And the 100, of course, is the event I'm the world record holder in, so that's that. But I've had this back problem all year because of the car accident, and that's what kept me out of long jumping. And then I decided that I'd let some of the other guys run the relay and see what they're doing. At this point, it appears that Leroy's going to anchor, so in that case, I'm very confident. I was a little shaky up to then.
But, I mean, does that mean it's got to be gold medals, otherwise you won't be happy?
Well, I think that I can run a lot faster. I mean, with the mistakes I've been making and still running close to the races, I think that it shows that I can run very fast. The times have been off this year in 1993, and a lot of that's because of 91 and 92. So the main thing for me to do is to focus on this meet, which I've done all year, and just run my best races here.
So the message is watch this space. Television viewers, watch this space.
Yeah, this will be the best race of the year. Everyone is focused for this. I haven't, and you can see by a lot of my other races, wasted a lot of mental energy on some of the other races. Everything's focused here, and that's where we started off, and that's where their mind was focused on from the beginning of the year.
It'll be worth watching.
I hope so. I mean, it'll be worth watching if everyone runs their best. And that's the thing that I always hope. I hope that everyone runs the best race they can run that day. It's just like a race in '91 where I ran the best race I could run that day. Leroy did, Linford did, Dennis did, and Moore with the false start. And everyone did all the way through. They ran the best possible race they could run that day. And that's exactly what I hope for, because then you'll see who the true champion is.
So a break now against this man, Mark Bloom, the German champion, whose twin will run in the relay with him later on in the championships. What a nervous time for him. I wonder what goes through Lewis's mind. He'd be a bit anxious. He can't be completely happy with the way he's been running. Not even Lewis, with the confidence that he's got, would be convinced that he's in World Championship form. And he's had to go down for the 4th time now. It's just got to take something off you, even if you're not the man breaking. Look, deep breath there for the King. The nerves would still be churning up the tummy, even if you won all those gold medals. Don't worry about that. Away, got only a fair start. Bloom and Mayhorn beat him out. Lewis starts to try and gather them in. Bloom's in front, Carl's got him. Comes away now, stretches it out. Oh, pretty quick. 10.15. Took a little while. Seen him better than that, but not too bad at all. It was okay. It was a pass for the King.
King Carl gets the biggest cheer of the day. This has been centered around him, this game. It's all the focus, the media attention around the King. And why not? The greatest living legend in the history of sprinting. But he didn't look convincing to me.
There's the fastest man in the world this year, Daniel Estaphane. And for many people, they feel he's a gold medal chance here in Stuttgart. A real powerhouse runner, formerly Daniel Phillip. Goes from lane 2, Valek in 3, Loom in lane 6. Estaphane got a reasonable start. He's in front of Valek. There's no real style about him. He's a powerhouse as he starts to stretch right away from Valek. And also Loom, and runs 10.22. Well, it's a bit different, isn't it? It's not quite Lewis in action or Christie, but it's a powerful man and it's a good time. So he's in form. He's had a couple of brilliant 200 metres in the last week and a half. Down on the blocks now for the 8th heat of the men's 100 metres. We've seen some high drama already. There's Gariba of Ghana, 5.77, semi-finalist in the World Championships in '91. Marinier in 1, Porkomovsky in 3, and Raymond Stewart in 4. That's where the action will be, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stewart 3 times Olympic finalist, ran 9.96 in Tokyo in that famous final. Got a good start, Stewart, led Porkomovsky out. Away fast, Gariba, Stewart in front. Marinier coming through, but Stewart's got them covered. Looks to be in pretty good form, the evergreen man. 10.22, same time as Estaphane. Well, he keeps rolling on. Remember, this man was in the Olympic final when Lewis won in 1984. Youngest man in that final, and he just keeps on going. So he's in good shape too. Perennial finalist, so don't count him out again this year. 9th heat of the first round of the men's 100 metres. Devoid of any superstar here, but some very capable runners, all drawn in the middle of the track. Jason John of Great Britain in 3, Fabian Mayaba, Zimbabwe 4, Vitaly Savin of Kazakhstan in 5, and Robert Esme of Canada in 6. That's where the action should be. Mayabi's got a fast time this year. Esme's got a quick time at altitude. Away. Mayabi stood up pretty well. Esme got the best start. John got away well. Savin starting to get to them. Mayabi struggling. John just in front with Esme. Esme hits it and wins. John, Savin both got through. Mayabi behind them. 10.30 the time. So none of the favourites really there. John reasonably impressive. It was one of the slowest heats. And I don't think we saw the gold medalist in that one.